Hi, this is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. And this is Tristan, he's a Corgi, and we're here for an episode of Conversations with a Corgi. And today we're going to talk about poop as promised. I have had 3 different clients, some past, some present, some future, actually, call me lately or text me or email me with a situation that we find common around the holidays, which is diarrhea in your dog. This can, if the dog's quite sick, be accompanied by vomiting and fever depending on what's causing the diarrhea, but sometimes it's something more minor than that. However, all diarrhea should be paid attention to, and just a little disclaimer, I am not a vet. I am an animal physical therapist. I have been an animal owner my entire life, pet guardian really, and my sister is a vet, and I have plenty of experience with diarrhea, and I've learned quite a bit from her over the years. So let's take a quick look at some of the causes of diarrhea in dogs. Parvovirus is a big cause of diarrhea in dogs, and that's usually accompanied by vomiting and diarrhea and a fever. More often than not in young dogs, or if you've got a recent rescue, it could be parvo. So keep that in mind. In that case, get your dog to the vet. And in fact, if the diarrhea is prolonged, bloody, or in other ways mucousy, a trip to the vet is a good idea. And also bringing in a sample, if you can get it, would also be helpful. Parasites in dogs can also cause diarrhea. That's roundworms, hookworms, whipworms, coccidia, giardia, tapeworms, etc. And that's, again, often in young dogs. But if you have your dog going to like dog parks, or there's a place here, it's not really a dog park. A lot of people just have their dogs run loose, and it's a big open kind of 2-mile loop of a walk and out in the woods. And lots of dogs there eat other dogs' poop. Another good way to get parasites and to end up with diarrhea. Any type of extra bacteria can cause diarrhea as well. You know, we think about E. coli in humans and some of the other things. And then, of course, inappropriate digestion, i.e., eating stuff you're not supposed to eat, your digestive system is off, any number of things that come under that category, which at this time of year is the more common way to get diarrhea. You know, you feed the dog the turkey skin or some of the ham, which is greasy, often has a lot of chemicals and additives. Depending on what your dog is used to eating, this could cause a major bout of diarrhea. And another thing I really want to talk about, because this is more the case for 3 of my clients, all of them, they switched their food. They're in the same brand, but one bag ran out and they got a new bag, or one can ran out and they went to a new can. And that is often the cause of diarrhea, because the quality in these kinds of foods can make a big difference from one day to the next, one production from the next. You know, every turkey that they're putting in there is not the same as every turkey they put in there last week. And so for some of these dogs too, as they become seniors, they simply may not be able to digest the same kinds of foods that they used to be able to digest. And so you may need to give them something different. And remember, in dogs, they call seniors something like 7 and up. Now, I beg to differ with this. At this point, my sister's got dogs that are 19, 20 years old. And were they seniors when they were 7? I don't know. But most of my dogs live to be 15, 16, and I would consider them not seniors till they're on the closer side of 16, not 7. Solidly middle-aged. Just like when you're 40. Do you want to be called a senior? Tristan doesn't either. So, somebody was asking about his scarf. This is the kind of thing that humans wear around their head. It's a hairband, but this is becoming a fashion trend in dogs, and we might talk about this more on a whole day, to put a scarf or those neck warmer things that you can get to put them on your dogs to keep them warm, especially if you have, you know, like a little Yorkie, a Dachshund with short hair, a Chihuahua. It's easier sometimes for them to wear than a coat, and it helps keep them warm, and it's cute. So, and they come in, of course, a myriad of colors and styles. These are not very expensive. So back to poop. So your diarrhea is more often caused by a switch in food. And for instance, with my little fella here, when I was first adding turkey to his meal that I was cooking, organic turkey from the supermarket, turkey burger, I was trying to, quote, lightly cook it. However, I don't eat meat. I have not cooked meat in over 15 years. Lightly done, to me, I don't really know what that means. So what I ended up doing was not cooking it enough. And he was okay for like 2 meals, and then the third meal starting to get diarrhea. So, and I also have found that lightly cooked doesn't store well unless it's in the freezer. So now I'm cooking his food more thoroughly. But in that round of diarrhea, it was a pretty simple solution, just adding some clay to a meal or two and cooking his food more thoroughly. So, but of course, this can really run the gamut. Giving your dog like turkey gravy that you make over the holidays, it's loaded with fat and other things that are not good for your dog. And also, well, let's see, my sister's had dogs that go out in the yard and eat cat poop. That can cause diarrhea. It can also cause a blockage if they're eating it out of the box and the kitty litter is stuck to it, because kitty litter absorbs water, and that will pull the water into your dog's gut and make a big hard rock so that the poop can't pass. So that's a whole other kind of problem. But diarrhea is definitely something to be concerned about. And it's something that, you know, you can definitely address fairly easily depending on what is going on with him. But, you know, so do you have to run your dog to the vet if he's got a little bout of diarrhea? I didn't run Tristan to the vet when I was giving him not cooked enough turkey. And really, you can go 24, 36, 48 hours before you rush him to the vet with diarrhea, because it usually clears up. But if it does not clear up, or if your dog looks otherwise depressed and has a fever and is lethargic and is vomiting, really need to get him to the vet. If he's not eating and lethargic and sick looking, definitely get him to the vet. Now, these 3 people that contacted me, when was it? In every case, Saturday night at 8:30. The vets are not open. So that's when you call your dog physical therapist, because, you know, we're here. So, you know, you can't always bring your dog right to the vet. And I will talk in some more of these. I think I'm going to have time to do one quickly tomorrow about some of the solutions. And I know I've gone over this topic in the past, but you know what? The fact that these 3 people who I know fairly well have contacted me lately means that you can't hear enough about poop when you've got a sick dog, because it just needs to stay with you what to do, because this is, you know, it's not that uncommon, and it may happen several times during your dog's lifetime, and so you need to have an action plan in place to cope with the poop, right, Tristan? And another good thing about walking your dog instead of just letting him run loose in the yard is, of course, being able to monitor his poop. For some people, like with Tristan, when he ate the not cooked enough turkey, his poop was getting mushy way before he had diarrhea. So I was kind of on top of it, and just looking for an opportunity to roast that turkey some more so that he wouldn't be sick. And of course, even organic human food has a certain level of bacteria on it. And if you're trying to transition your dog to raw or home cooked meals, this could create a problem with diarrhea that could be your fault and have nothing to do with your dog. So in that case, you have to understand that when you buy food from the store, it is meant to be cooked, and therefore it has a higher bacteria load on it than something that you might buy specifically for your dog that's raw and frozen from a raw food company. So if you're trying to just run out to the store and get a couple things for your dog, make sure you do cook them thoroughly, because there is a bacteria load on them that will create diarrhea, and we don't want that. So that's just a little bit about poop today, and we'll talk more about what to do about poop in the coming days. I'm out of Facebook jail for the time being, but we'll see how long that lasts. Poop, so controversial. They could take me right down for that. And like I said before, I'll be in New Jersey. I really want to do some Christmassy talks with my mother. And I may try to do something earlier in the morning. We're doing Christmas on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'll be actually here for the real holidays. So we may do something special here those days. I have some very cute dog Christmas books. What do you think, Tris? Thanks for joining us. Everybody have a great day. When you're out Christmas shopping and running around, look for these little neck and headband things, because they might be a great scarf for your dog. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow.